Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy, I'm Chris the Dom One, and I am back with another video. Quick disclaimer, this video probably won't be spotlighted and featured on YouTube because YouTube is kind of funny that way about videos with Alex Jones' name in the title or name in the description because they're sort of funny that way. But anywho, Alex Jones woke up a couple of days ago and found out that he's been purged from social media. He has been permanently banned on a lot of these sites, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google, as well as Instagram. Okay. He's been pretty much banned everywhere. Meetblackpeople.com, MySpace. This man has been permanently banned from a lot of social media services. Okay. Now, Twitter they did an article basically saying that it's not a permanent ban. They're going to sort of allow Alex Jones to tweet whatever he wants to tweet, but they're going to keep the spotlight and focus on Alex Jones to make sure the content that he's tweeting isn't hate speech. Okay, now Alex Jones is one of these left-wing conspiracy theory, aluminum hat wearing type of individual that just says anything to grab attention. He's the same individual that said 9/11 was a government conspiracy. Okay, it wasn't a terroristic act, it was a government conspiracy. All right. He's the same individual that made a mockery of the recent school shootings, and that's probably why he's been purged from social media, and why a lot of these social media platforms have permanently banned Alex Jones. He made a mockery of a lot of these recent school shootings, okay? And a lot of people that are affected in these school shootings have been injured. Their life has totally been changed from these school shootings, and many of them, including parents and kids, have been killed in these school shootings, including teachers, okay? And they're viewing that type of behavior, what Alex Jones is, doing in his tweets and his videos and on his podcast, as hate speech, okay? And this is the climate that we're in social media. Now, a lot of people who do not agree with Alex Jones and the content that he produced and sprouts out in social media, they don't agree with what Alex Jones is saying, but they are saying this they're also saying that if we allow a lot of these social media outlets to do this type of behavior, just basically permanently banning people because of what they say, they do have the right freedom of speech. And I'm here to say you have freedom of speech, but you have to be careful in what you say. Okay, just because you have freedom of speech, that doesn't necessarily mean you can just say anything that you want to say. And I don't think people are aware, particularly with Google, Apple, Spotify, Instagram, a lot of those social media platforms, just because you create a profile, including YouTube, that doesn't necessarily mean you own that channel, okay? Those social media outlets still own those channels, and they have rules and regulations that you're going to have to follow if you want to continue to upload or download content utilizing those services. Okay, so this is not going to be one of those situations where Alex Jones is going to get a team of Philadelphia lawyers, okay, and try to sue a lot of these social media services and applications. Alex Jones is still going to spill his warp type of propaganda through his website, and his website is going to get a lot of clicks, it's going to get a lot of eyeballs, it's going to get a lot of attention and a lot of support for people that believe in Alex Jones propaganda. But we're in a new age, and I don't think people are aware that the internet trolling, the hate speech, cyberbullying, terroristic threats, that type of behavior is no longer going to be tolerated on a lot of these social media platforms. Okay, Instagram, here's a prime example, and it's a different story. It's separate from what we're talking about. But 50 Cent had problems with Instagram because Instagram did not allow 50 Cent to upload a video with Tina Marie, some type of reality star, and her quote unquote porn video that got quote unquote leaked. Instagram immediately removed that. Okay, so the day and age of cyberbullying, the day and age of trolling, that's about to cease to exist. Okay, because of individuals such as Alex Jones. Okay, it's one thing to be an idiot on the internet. It's another thing in general when you're promoting your warped type of logic on social media for others out there to listen to, and it grabs attention and awareness. A lot of people are big on, you want to be factually correct, okay, which there's nothing wrong with it, but at the same time, people do make mistakes. But it's one thing to be factually incorrect in a tweet or in a response or in a video or on a podcast. It's a complete different thing in a complete different scenario when you're promoting this warped type of logic that 9/11 was a government conspiracy. Okay, I'm surprised that you have all of these social justice warriors who day in and day out make it their living to go on everyone's profile to make sure everyone is fact checked. But at the same time, none of these so-called quote-unquote social justice warriors would dare go on big-time profiles such as Alex Jones that spew this monarchy, okay? A lot of these guys, they do it for attention. They don't really do it. They're culture vultures. They really don't do it because it's the right thing to do, okay? They're simply doing it for trolling and clickbait, getting people to check out their channel, because have people this illusion that this is their job. They're fact checkers. They go on all of these channels to make sure everyone is correct, okay? But when you got individuals, pariahs like Alex Jones, and there are plenty other Alex Jones in Facebook. Alex Jones is like a weed. When you pull him out, 3 others are going to appear in your garden, okay? But if we really have people out there on social media that's really doing the right thing and really making sure that the content is not only authentic, but it's not a hate speech, it's not harassment, okay? It's none of that negativity. If we really have people out there that really wants to make sure we eliminate it or try to get it close to eliminating as possible, social media will be a better place. The worst social media applications, to me, you can go to and you can find many of these Alex Jones hate speech moguls out there that have content and that are content providers of, is Facebook and YouTube is probably the worst where the cellar dwellers are at, the culture vultures are at. The service, when you talk about Facebook and YouTube, their services, they don't really try to weed out a lot of these individuals, because a lot of these individuals, they're either or. They're either content providers, or they're just simply just people that just hop in and out of people's live streams or people's videos or people's podcasts and spew all this monarchy, this hate speech movement, and be very hypocritical of themselves. And, you know, YouTube says, well, it's so many of them, we just don't have the necessarily resources to find those type of individuals that are doing that. Okay, that's YouTube logic. Okay, they don't have enough people, enough resources out there to get it close to elimination as possible. The same could be said for Facebook. You know, it's literally quite easy to make a Facebook and YouTube account. All you need is an email, and that's pretty much it. Okay, they don't go as far as your IP address, which if you start doing that, if you start, banning a lot of these profiles with this type of trend with them, this negative type of trend with them, you can pretty much get to close to elimination as it can get. Now, you're going to have some people out there that probably have multiple IP address, but I feel like you can get the cellar dwellers out there. You can't get the high-end ones that goes to the extent with creating thousands upon thousands of emails and have multiple web addresses. You probably won't be able to eliminate them, but you can still be able to put a dent in this type of behavior. Okay, Alex Jones, he's going to be all right. All right. He may not be on YouTube and Facebook and Apple and Spotify, but some application is probably going to accept that's smaller than those two, that the ones I mentioned, or that's probably going to allow Alex Jones some wiggle room. Okay, he still has his website, so he's going to be all right. All right. But when you talk about taking a stand for people like this, I think it's a good thing for all the social media applications that pretty much banned Alex Jones from existence. He's no longer allowed to use those applications, and I think it's a step in the right direction. Freedom of speech, you have freedom of speech, but you really do have to be careful in what you say. You simply can't say anything that you want to say. You have the freedom to say whatever you want to say, but you have common sense that will, come in and basically change your behavior and your judgment. You simply can't go in a full room or in a theater and scream out fire. Okay. Because there's consequences and repercussions because of that. Okay, you simply can't go in a room full of African Americans and use the N-word. Why? Because there's consequences and repercussions for that. Okay, the same could be said if you go in a room full of females or Europeans and go off into this racial slur type of effect. There's consequences and repercussions in everything that you do, good or bad. Okay, so I don't feel sorry for people like Alex Jones. Alex Jones is going to be fine. He's going to be all right. He's just no longer available on Apple and YouTube, which was pretty much two of his biggest revenues when you're talking about attention and when you talk about when you talk about money wise, financially. I'm pretty sure he was making some good money at using both of those outlets, but he still has his Patreon, and there's reports out there that his Patreon subscription has gone up and he's gaining more clicks on his website. Okay, so you're not going to stop him from saying whatever he wants to say on his website, but you can stop him from using other social media applications. Okay, it's going to come to a point where PayPal, Patreon, they're going to come to the front and terminate him there. Okay, So the day and age of trolling, the day of age of spewing hate speech and all of that type of weird behavior, that's about to exist now more than ever. Technology is getting a lot more advanced, a lot more better. Okay, there are still going to be places where people such as Alex Smith and others that have this type of weird behavior can thrive in and be a predator in, such as Facebook and YouTube. But YouTube did the right thing, and YouTube isn't the same YouTube 10 years ago. They're getting better and better at it. And yes, they're trying different things. They're trying different services. They're trying out different rules and regulations. The smaller content providers are paying for it. But when you talk about their channel and their growth, but YouTube is at least trying to attempt to make YouTube a little bit more friendlier for its community. All right. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Dom One, and I am out. Deuces.